Year-old male. He's been into CrossFit for about 10 years, as well as a lot of these like Spartan obstacle race types of things. And his email to me, which is why I thought it might be an interesting for the group, is he said, I'm thrashed. This was the subject title. I'm thrashed. What's the protocol?
Hmm.
He was working with a trainer that was also being his nutritionist at the time. So um, he was working with this other person and something wasn't happening. So he asked me if I could help him. So I ended up looking at his previous labs, which was from his internist from Kaiser. As everyone that sees this will know that it's rather scant, let's
Sparse,
say.
sure.
Yeah, it's rather
Yeah.
scant. So, but from that, even, and he had just had it done, he had an elevated fasting blood glucose, or he was inflamed. And then he just had sort of an overall pattern of like micronutrient deficiency. He was dehydrated, inflamed. His white blood cell panel differential was also off. His neutrocyte lymphocyte ratio was higher than I'd like to see. And he hadn't had any previous recently illnesses or anything that might throw that off. So those concerns, those are the first things I mentioned to him. I gave him the cell blueprint. It was more on the sort of depleted side of things where he had like just the things I mentioned in the labs, more of a hyperglycemia kind of issue, more of an adrenal type of exhaustion type of thing, sleep issues, and on from there. So where we started with him was essentially prep one, and we just started from there. And this was 3 months ago. And he wasn't sleeping well. I didn't mention that, but he wasn't sleeping well either. Oh, and he'd also gotten really puffy. He was training all the time and he was gaining weight. Shift to 3 months later, he's actually lost some weight. He's feeling better. He's sleeping better. He's keeping the higher protein up. So he's doing significantly better. And now he wants to run the more comprehensive panel, lab panel, but I haven't seen that yet. So
that's great. So the irony is here's this guy doing all the things that he thought was making him healthy, taking all the supplements. Nobody who does CrossFit for 5 years should have hyperglycemia, at the very least, maybe somebody can undereat and some of those things. So that's fantastic.